All right. Yes, 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 yes. We are live. Um, um, I'm so excited to introduce my guest today. And people who watching this will know me. My name is Rita Bort, and I'm so excited to introduce the musician, composer from Norway who is living in Brazil now, but will explore and go step by step and find out what was going on in every, maybe not every, but some steps of continuous life. Life is always revolving and changing, and there's so many transformations usually for every person. Some know it, some don't. But I'm sure Kjell Sandvik knows about every step and aware all the steps that he's taken in his life. So hi, Kjell. So nice
Hey,
to see you again. And let's start somewhere. Maybe, well, you are so many things, so multiple talents. Uh, who do you feel yourself right now? Who you are at this moment?
wow. Right now, I'm just happy. I'm
Just
Mr.
happy.
Happy. Yeah, I'm the happy one. And I'm blessed to be here with you, Rita. Thank you so much. This is actually the first time somebody is interviewing me,
Really?
like a YouTube radio like this. So that's just awesome. I feel amazing. I feel just
Good.
happy and a little bit nervous, actually. But, that's just a nice tingling.
Mhm.
And usually I'm not nervous at all. I sit a lot on stage alone. And in my work as a musician and a performer, I was never really nervous at all. Just anticipating, the adrenaline rush. But because this is the first time for me, I feel curious.
Well, that's wonderful. I am glad that I am the first. Should
Oh,
be somewhere first.
you're my first YouTube date.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds wonderful. Let's start from you being a musician and the composer. Uh, this is your main talent in your profession. Where did it start? Where did you feel and when did you feel that you are really have a talent for music?
Well, wow, that goes way back.
That's good. Let's
Yeah,
go back
it goes
for a
way,
moment.
way back. Because I come from a big family of classical musicians. Both my father and mother were, they still are, but they were professional classical musicians playing in the Philharmonic Orchestra. And I was all the 9 months inside my mother's womb, where she was playing the flute in the orchestra. So when I came out, I was literally cooked and baked in music. All the great big composers, all the big orchestral pieces, everything was encoded in me. So I was constantly producing music and singing and dancing, and had problems sleeping because there was always some new melodies and music driving me.
From what age
Did I discover that? No,
you discovered that
they
you
put
are?
me they put me into practicing instruments at a very early age. I remember playing under my mother's concert piano. We had a small sized concert piano in our living room, and as she was having her flute students, she would play the piano, and the student would play the flute, and I would sit under the piano and play with I think I had dolls.
Uh-huh.
Play with my things under the piano, and I started playing trumpet very early, and all the other instruments. It was never something that I discovered that I was musical or anything. I just was a musician all the time. I never became a musician. I was just always a musician. It doesn't have a fixed date or a
Mhm.
moment when I realized that I could make music now. It was almost like a pain in the ass for me. I was always making music. It didn't stop. It never stopped. There is always a melody coming, and it still is the same. But now I have learned, people are struggling to shut down the monkey brain. I'm struggling to shut down the monkey music brain.
That's funny.
Whatever I do, there is always a melody accompanying. Doesn't matter if I'm out running, or I don't have to use the Walkman or the iPad. Yeah. There is always a melody accompanying whatever I do, and it's always a new one.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you don't really have a chance always to put them in notes, or
any time, any moment, any place. Right now, for example, but. It's writing music for me is the simplest thing. That's the most easy thing I do. I can make a melody right now and write it out for a little orchestra or a chamber orchestra, or for just solo guitar and a voice and whatever. So,
what's your favorite instrument?
Wow, do I have to have one?
No,
I think.
No.
But I love classical guitar. Classical guitar is my main instrument, and I compose most of my pieces now on classical guitar.
And yeah, this music is amazing.
Oh,
it's a dream. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. I love to hear every piece. Well, that's wonderful. You have so many credentials on your shoulders and on your heart, and bachelor in art and music, and you're in composition and musical therapy. So I guess you're helping people as a musician, as a therapist.
I do my best. I discovered very early that I had a talent for kind of translating people's emotional field into melodies spontaneously in the moment. And I discovered very early what music really is, for me anyway. It is a way of explaining our emotions so that people can come to listen to themselves feel. And that would be the quest of the composer throughout all times, was to translate the emotional energy even in a country like Russia. Shostakovich, Tchaikovsky, the great pieces that they made, and people would go to the theater and come out full of revolution and fire, right? Because he would be sitting in his little chamber and channel down all those emotions that was present around in Russia, and then of course it was a struggle for him. But then he would go to the orchestra, and then they would interpret the music, and he would be conducting, and then present for the audience, and the audience would get on fire because that was exactly how they were feeling. But finally, they could listen it, the strong, the powerful, the sadness, the melancholy, the torture, the pain, the happiness, all comes out in a melody and harmonies and rhythm. Right.
Yes,
so that's me, and that is the base of my music therapy, and everything I do as a therapist regarding music has that in the base. The energy that we cannot see, but everybody has, like air that we are breathing. We cannot see it, but we can feel it, and we need it. The same way the emotions are there, but we cannot see them, but they are there. We know it, right? We can feel them. So we cannot see the music either, but it's there. Energy, yes. Like my words now are coming out of my mouth, but it's not really words. It's just an energy form being translated into an energy flowing in between this cable here and my computer, and then magically appearing at your place and to all the other computers around in the world that might be looking and listening. What is more magical than that? It
is a magic. yeah. Somewhere you said that we are playing. That's actually the name of the program, playing the game of life. So every moment we are playing the game, and we all playing roles.
Yeah.
Some decided to play the role in this life, the play of the mother, the play of the father, the role of the father, mother, children, and next life will be somebody else.
Yes.
And this is really, really fascinating.
It is. So you want to talk about that now, or you want to continue with the music therapy thing?
Well, we can talk about anything, whatever you feel like.
What you just mentioned.
I was always, it's probably on the mind of many people who know you and who just maybe started to know you, that you're lived in you're from Norwegia, Norway. Yeah, you're born there. Yeah, but over the sudden, there is a Brazil. So you've been traveling for some time. So what was going on in your life that you had to, to some extent?
I certainly had the need to change my life drastically. I had the need to release a lot of material garbage that I felt that I had. Like, boxes that you bring around, you move from one place to another place, and then the moving truck gets bigger and bigger, and in the end you don't know what you have anymore. You're lifting up one box and it says from the attic 2001, and what's in this box? I'll see later. And then the next time you move, it accumulates. So I decided to change my life drastically. I got rid of the house that I was living in. I magically ended up suddenly without work. It was not that I didn't enjoy the work that I was doing. I had many different works actually, but suddenly everything just disappeared under my feet, and I was glad for that. Then I got rid of the house, and I rented a container, and I got rid of 80% of all my things too. So I made a big cleanup, like, because these things are just hinders, they're anchors, and nobody can own anything anyway. Like you cannot have anything. It's not my house or my island or my guitar or my strings or my melodies even. It's not mine. Nobody can own a melody. How can anybody claim ownership of music just because they made it? Doesn't mean that it's theirs, right? Yeah, they want a copyright and they want to make money on it. But anyway, that's what happened. So I'm a freediving instructor. It's one of my passions is to freedive and hold my breath and dissolve myself in the ocean and become one with it.
So you left your home and you
I left Norway to go traveling around, and then I ended up in Brazil and on the beach.
That's beautiful.
And voila, there I stayed.
But you're still traveling. You're traveling a lot.
Oh yeah, obviously. I'm here in Chicago now, visiting a beautiful family in the suburbs of Chicago in Burr Ridge. By universal synchronicity, I was invited to come here. I was in Lithuania last summer doing a festival, Meadow of Clouds, which a great friend of mine, Kęstutis Kaupas, he's doing this festival now again this coming summer, and I strongly recommend people to go there. I will be there too, in Lithuania. It's in the end of June. What's the name of the festival in Lithuanian? When I remember it, I'll tell you.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
So then I got invited to come here, and then I traveled. So even though I have my home base in Brazil, I need to travel and go and do things. I need to share
your gifts.
Yes, I mean, I would be perfectly happy sitting on an island in Norway and playing the didgeridoo out over the ocean, knowing that I would still make an impact and a difference in the world because of the positive vibes that I would push out there are always being picked up by someone and something. But for now, I am doing an even better job traveling around and spreading the good vibes and talking the talk and walking my walk.
I like that. Talk in the talk, walk in the walk.
Well, first, to be able to talk the talk, you need to walk the walk. Right? That's funny. The guitar wants to play something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just get it. Take it. Take it. If she wants to play, it's time to play. If you can.
It wants to play the melody, perhaps.
Yeah, let's do that. So let's just take a short break and for the melody.
Okay. Let's see if we can smuggle the guitar under here. Can you hear this? The cable is not best.
Oh, maybe take it off.
I'll play a piece called Purple.
Purple. Wow. I was live on Facebook and I am still in, so people started to join that. That's wonderful and they like it.
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Technology is an amazing thing.
Yeah, it all depends on the perception.
Right. Let's go back a little bit into your childhood, because beside being a musician, you are very intelligent, spiritual, and enlightened, I would say, in some extent, person. So what can you share about your knowledge in different religion, spirituality thing, your compassion about the world itself?
Wow.
Hey.
How many hours do we have? I don't know. I'll be short. Well, I would try to be short.
Let's continue. It's just the beginning, you know. Everything is just the beginning, and especially this time of the full moon and all those transformations. These days are just huge energy. I know. I'm sure you feel it. The energy of the full moon today actually is the full moon.
I can feel it. Yes, it is. I can feel everything. I'm so hypersensitive. I had to learn how to block things, or to not attach so much to everything I feel. Otherwise, I would probably not be in this body today, to say it like that. Because I'm a very emotional, sensitive being. Some call themselves empaths, but I don't like to put names on it. But I'm hypersensitive. And because of that, I had a hard time swallowing all the horse shit that was around me, that I saw when I was a little boy. The society. I very early thought that I was born on the wrong planet, in some kind of minion prison system that I was captured in, and I couldn't understand why I had chosen to be here at all. It took some time for me to liberate myself. Well, because my father had a big collection of books, ranging from Buddhism and Hinduism to ancient technology, to religion, and science in all forms and ways. I was reading and reading and reading and reading and reading, trying to fall asleep at nights, tortured by the endless variation of music that came to me, making me just lucid dreaming and flying around, listening to music. So I would sit in my bed and read until my eyes got so heavy that I just hadn't more choice than to fall asleep. So I swallowed the whole collection of books pretty fast. And then I read them again and again and again. And then I saw that something fishy is going on with the perception of reality that people around me had. The school system and the political system, and even to the way we eat, and religion, and everything became like a horrendous circus for me that I felt the need to escape from. So that's where my journey started. I had to escape to come back to myself. So I had to escape to connect with nature, to find my base. In nature, I found silence. I found the real reality of this manifested place. And it is now at the base that I always relate to, as a safe harbor for me to always be in. Apart from that, I really very early started diving into quantum physics and the building blocks of this reality. What is this that we have in front of us? What is it made of? How can it be that we are here? Where do we come from? Where are we going? What is death? What is awareness? What is consciousness? What is this thing that people talk about, spiritualism? What is that really? So I came to many conclusions early, but no answers really, and still don't have all the answers, of course. Nobody has, which is the magic behind everything. But I do know a lot of things. And today, as you said, the title here is The Game of Life, and that's how I see it. Science today has proven that, it really has proven that time is an illusion. It doesn't exist. It is just a fabric of the mind, if you want, where the mind itself even is just a hologram. It's just something projected into a field, but still it feels very real. And I look at the body as a biodynamic computer, where the processor would be the chakras. Like we have 7 core processing computing machine, processing information from this field that is around us at all times. So I really mean that we are living in a simulated reality.
So what exists and what doesn't exist? Can we...
The reality, the real reality would be the consciousness projecting this. Like after death, for example, or when astral traveling or lucid dreaming, or in a wake dream, the place where you are, it's not definitely not in the body. So that would be more of that multidimensional universe place that holds so much more than just this physical reality. So because nothing can come from nothing, the universe itself is expanding, they say. And I want to say, inside of what? It's expanding inside of what? So when you start a computer game, it starts from nothing. It just boots, and there it is. And if we were players inside that game, we wouldn't know that. So we wouldn't know where we were and where we came from or where we were going. We would just be Muppets in a puppet show, playing that game.
So, what the game are you playing?
I'm playing the game of harvesting as much experiences as possible. That would be emotional experiences. And putting all those experiences in my suitcase and check out of here. I'm heading for level 2.
Level 2.
Buddha had the same intention. He discovered that. He basically said exactly the same things. He didn't have knowledge about quantum physics and things yet, because we didn't arrive there yet. Even though everything is just one simultaneous moment, he didn't have that in front of him, the computer screen. But he described it as an illusion, that we are actually dreaming up this reality in some way. And he found that to be able to escape, to check out of here, you need to detach from everything. That means even emotional attachments that you have must also be released. It doesn't mean that you cannot experience emotions and have them, but it means that you cannot be attached to them, like clinging to them like something that you own or must have. So the technique would be to release as much as possible all the time.
All the time.
Yes, all the time.
To release all the time, you have to be aware what you're doing every moment.
Yes.
When you're aware of breathing, aware of air, aware of water, aware of people, aware of yourself, first of all.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. And
yes, it is. It's
okay.
It is easy. Once you decide that it is easy and that you can do that, you just have to remind yourself to do that all the time, more and more. It's like practicing an instrument. It's not difficult. It's just a technique. And once you want, you can have it. And then you just need to practice. And then it becomes a habit. You know?
Okay.
Like everything else, like walking.
So
I don't
teach how to do it. Can you teach how?
Yes,
okay.
I can do that.
Okay. No, you also...
I absolutely can do that. I do that all the time with my private sessions with clients, having emotional luggage and garbage and problems that they cannot tackle. I teach as best as I can how to release all this and move forward, because it doesn't exist.
What's
It's just an illusion. What exists is in a different level than this. It is something outside of this physical reality. You know, as science explains, time don't exist, right? That means that everything is happening at the same time. One moment, a simultaneous moment. That, in the end, also means that there is no such thing as reincarnation. It means that there is just incarnation.
Okay.
So imagine yourself as a gamer. Let's call it the higher self, that they like to call it. The higher self would be the gamer that I have chosen to play and to play at the base platform Earth at level 1. And then the gamer higher self projects like probes to harvest experiences and emotions out in all timelines, in all places, in all geographical locations. on the planet in all possible variations to harvest as much as possible from what it is to be a human in all ways and all kinds. Because the human incarnators are not the only gamers in the big universe. Our game got very interesting because it seems that we have been tempered with a lot. Our players and the DNA and the structure of the building blocks on how we are made have been tempered with a lot. So our game has expanded, has become very interesting. Seen from my point of view, that's my observation, my perception. These other gamers that is around in the universe, they think that they're going to win the game. And so they're putting out obstacles and traps. I'm not going to go much deeper into that, but that is an interesting phenomena, a fact from my point of view, after all that I have studied and understood and investigated. We are definitely not alone. To say it like that, the technology that created the pyramids and that could lift those insane blocks and cut them better than we can today, that technology is still here. It's just hiding.
Yes.
And why would it be hiding, you think? You think this would just disappear? No. No. But just like you reset a game, the planet and the game here on the Earth has been reset a couple of times too. You can see that. There is remains of the level being played out again and again and again.
Very interesting. Okay, moving away from the subject just a little bit, what you're doing in Brazil. Can you share a bit?
Yes, I am constructing a house and gardens. And my ultimate goal is to become self-sufficient, growing my own food and being self-sufficient. Yes. It's the old Viking survival mechanism kicking in.
So to survive in jungle,
I live up in the mountains now, like a subtropical mountain jungle, and everything grows there. For me, the Norwegian guy, that's like 2 summers in 1 year, right? Just one is hotter than the other, and the other is more rainy, and you know that's fine. So I'm on the business of making gardens and planting and constructing, and my dream is to make some kind of a base camp for people to come to visit and to live there in Brazil, grow the food, make the gardens, make huts of bamboo and clay, come back to base.
Okay, so you envision some kind of a community that would be self-sufficient and to have fun doing this.
Yes, exactly, to have fun doing that and take care of the planet, our base platform, right?
Right.
The best way, and the more we do that, the better everything becomes.
It's absolutely amazing. Have you ever experimented by playing music to the plants?
Yes, I have.
Yes, you did.
And actually, these are old studies that relating to music and sound therapy. That is music for plants and animals, and I mean it's years and years and years of science behind and documented evidence on how music affects plants and how music affects humans and animals, right? I mean, you can play Bach for the plants and they will grow amazingly much faster and become more beautiful, and you can put noise type of white noise for the plants, and they will wither and die. And Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix, the plants will still grow, but they will not be so happy. They will try to grow away from the speaker.
They would be scary and frightened.
It's not, yeah, it's not that this music is not good to listen to, but for the plants, it's not the optimal. And of course, not for the humans either. It's the after effects on the body is not optimal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if nobody would go out and stand on the side of a sledgehammer machine working, but if you had to put a melody on top of that sound, it could be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, can imagine.
So you know, some frequencies you can use to boil food, like a microwave oven.
Mm-hmm.
And some frequencies you can use to heal.
Right. So, like, we are getting to the end of our time. Can we hear another piece, short piece of your on your guitar, please?
Okay. I'll do that. Wait. But I think I need to take off this when I play. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That was the theme of a piece that is called Temptations and Variations. That is a little bit inspired by Renaissance music.
Mm-hmm.
And it has it follows up with 5 different variations of this theme, you know, in different rhythm structures and harmonies.
Sounds beautiful.
I'm playing a concert in downtown Chicago, Logan Square.
Mm-hmm.
The Lutheran Memorial, the Norwegian Lutheran Memorial Church, in the 30th of March.
March 30th. So everyone welcome. Doesn't have to be Norwegian.
No, it doesn't have to be religious or Norwegian.
Okay.
And it's an open concert, so I'm not charging anything. I just want to share.
March 30th. What time? What time?
That's a good question.
Oh, you don't know? Okay, I'll find it and I'll share with.
Okay, cool. Or I can actually find it now. Just log in on one other device and see, right?
Okay. Sounds
Technology.
good. Yeah.
One second. It's at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Okay.
Logan Square, the Norwegian Memorial Church. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome, everybody. Yeah, of course. Yes, and I'll share it on my on Facebook so people will.
Thank you, Rita.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm sure we'll meet again because I love the way you share the things that really real things.
Yep, you know, Rita,
reality things.
I think we just scrape on the surface, you know, because there is so much detail to go into, you know, and what is karma? Oh, it's the quantum waves in superposition, you know, it reacts to the way we think. And when we observe the double split experiment, it changes, you know, and all these things are very important to look at today. When people are spiritual, it's, for me, it's just not enough to it's the comfort zone that, you know, that we also must break out of. We need to look at science today, and we need to see what it's teaching us. It's very important.
Yeah, science is really looking into spirituality now. Yes. It's cross reference.
Yes, and in the end, spiritualism is just a word. Right. It's just a word. And what's going on behind that? You know, if there is a projector that is projecting the whole universe, my quest is to find out the technology, the real technology behind that projector. Could be that technology has the name God, but then I want to meet his parents.
Okay.
Okay. I will never stop that search, with or without the body. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely not. Right. It might be even easy without the body.
Sure. But to go to level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 200, we need to be in the body for a while. Even though time don't exist, and the moment passes faster than it comes. You can look at the life as a pen drive. You know, you hold it in your hand. It's just one thing. You put it in a computer, and you can open it up, and there's a movie there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Let's conclude this. Thank you so much for joining me and
thank you, Rita,
talking about all these things that are really very important now.
I'm very happy for that. Very happy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.
It's amazing.
Yeah, thank you everyone who was watching or will watch later, because the recording is there and it's always accessible, and you can share it with anybody.
With anybody. Thank you, guys.
Anybody. All right. Sounds good. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.